We would talk about subtractions as we are using Vedic math, using Vedic math sutras. This is video number 2 and part 3 of 4. I'm splitting the second video on subtractions into 4 parts. I'm Sarwan Agrawal and I'm Vedic math teacher. Okay, we would now start on third section, subtraction using zones. Okay, let's go make some observations. From previous work, we have noticed that in a challenge section of the problem, which is subtraction problem, we apply all from 9 and last from 10 to the digits in the second row. And second row is, those are digits are played in a challenging team. These are, so we applied the all from 9 and last from 10 to the challenging team players in a section where our team players were challenged. Okay, in surplus column just left to challenge section, we apply one less than before to the digit in first row, which is my home team player. Okay. And in all other columns, it's a straightforward subtraction and no sutras used, no sutras applicable. Now let's look at what dreaded zone is. We are going to define 3 zones now. Dreaded zone is the zone starts with a deficient column on the right. So as soon as we find a deficient column on the right, a dreaded zone starts. That's where we would have issue in subtracting. At least the home team player is challenged and would need some help, and grows through deficient and sufficient columns on left. So it's just not the one column that's in dreaded zone, it's the all other columns to the left which are deficient and sufficient. And this growth stops with surplus column. As soon as we see a surplus column, this growth stops. Note that the surplus column is not part of dreaded zone and all other columns are. So deficient column on the right and just left to it all the deficient and sufficient columns are in the dreaded zone, and surplus column to the left of the dreaded zone is not in dreaded zone. Note, for every dreaded zone there is one surplus column to stop the growth, and this is guaranteed by rule number 1, which says always subtract a smaller number from a larger number. Let's look at some example here. The example we are going to look at is 5, 3 minus 4, 5. In units column, we have 3 minus 5. Our player is 3. It's outnumbered by the visiting team players 5. So challenge is 5. We are 3. So it's in a deficient column and dreaded zone starts here. This column is in a dreaded zone. Okay. And tens column, 5 minus 4, which is surplus column. This surplus column stops the growth of the dreaded zone, so dreaded zone does not grow anymore. Okay, so surplus column 5 minus 4 is not in this zone. So dreaded zone in this case consists of single column, which is the units column. Let's look up another example. Example we are going to look up now 3 digits example. 6, 5, 3 minus 3, 5, 5. Units column is deficient, 3 minus 5. Our player is 3 and the challenging players is 5, and 5 outnumbers 3. So our player is challenged, so it's a deficient column and is in a dreaded zone. Tens column is a sufficient column and not surplus, so the growth continues through this column, and this column is also in a dreaded zone. In hundreds column, 6 minus 3 is a surplus column and is not in dreaded zone. This column, surplus column, stops the growth of the dreaded zone to the right. In this case, we have dreaded zone consists of 2 columns, the units column and a tens column. Note, So this was a sufficient column, the tens column was, but it came in dreaded zone because the column on the right was deficient and was in dreaded zone. So right association of a deficient column dragged a sufficient column into dreaded zone. If it was out, if the right column was not deficient or not in dreaded zone, 5 minus 5 would have been a safe column. But because of the right association of a dreaded zone column, 5 minus 5 is in a dreaded zone. Now we are going to look at a payoff column. The surplus column which terminates the dreaded zone growth is a payoff column. In the previous example of 653 minus 355, hundreds column is a payoff column. In new example here 4687 minus 2688, let's look at what's going on. In units place it says 7 minus 8, which is deficient and in dreaded zone. Tens column is 8 minus 8, which is sufficient and not surplus, so it's also in dreaded zone. Hundreds column is 6 minus 6, which is sufficient and not surplus, it's also in dreaded zone. Thousands column 4 minus 2, 4 minus 2 is surplus and it terminates the growth of the dreaded zone to the right, and it is a payoff column. Let's look up now safe zone. In subtraction we have dreaded zone we discussed already, and some are payoff columns, and anything left over, rest are all safe zone. They are all in safe zone, they are all safe columns. Okay? So in consider 25478 minus 13397. Units place 8 minus 7 surplus, nothing to the right to worry about, no right association, so it's a surplus column, it's a safe. A tens column 7 minus 9, it's a deficient column, so it's in a dreaded zone. Let's go move forward to the left. 4 minus 3 on hundreds column, that's a surplus column and it terminates the growth of the dreaded zone that started in the tens column. So 4 minus 3 hundreds column is a payoff column. Thousands column 5 minus 3 surplus column and no obligation to the right, so it's a safe zone. 10,000 column 2 minus 1 surplus column and no obligation to the right, it's also safe. Units column is in safe zone, just like tens column is in dreaded zone. Hundreds column is payoff column, we just discussed, and thousands and 10,000, 25 minus 13 are in safe zone. Now we will look through the rules of subtractions for these zones. In dreaded zone, apply all from 9 and last from 10 to the digits in the second row, which is a visiting team players. Digits are players, in a second row is a visiting team, so it's a dreaded zone where subtraction rules are apply all from 9 and last from 10 to the digits in the second row, which are the visiting team players. In payoff column, apply 1 less than before to the digit in first row, that's our 2 home team player. So in home team player in the payoff column we apply 1 less than before. In safe zone, straightforward subtraction, digit in first row minus digit in second row, and no sutras applied, no sutras applicable. Note, after identifying the zones, we can subtract left to right as easily as we can from right to left. Now we would do an example of subtraction by zones. Example we are considering is a 7-digit subtraction, 9092588 minus 3094841. Okay, first we would identify the types of columns. So let's look up the columns here. Units column is units and tens column are safe. 8 minus 1 is surplus, 8 minus 4 is surplus, nothing to write to worry about. So these are safe columns. So we identify 2 safe columns, and let's continue identification of the other columns. Hundreds column, 5 minus 8, which is a, our player is worth 5 and the challenging player is 8, so it's a deficient column. We need help. And let's go look at next here. Thousands column, 2 minus 4, it's still deficient. So dreaded zone starts here and thousands column is in the dreaded zone. Now let's look at 10,000s column, 9 minus 9 is sufficient column, not surplus. Dreaded zone continues. Started at hundreds column, continues through 1000 and 10,000. Look at 100,000 column, 0 minus 0, sufficient column, not surplus. Dreaded zone continues. So 100,000, 10,000, 1,000 and hundreds columns are still in dreaded zone. Look at 1 million's column, 9 minus 3, which surplus, and dreaded zone grows no more. So only these 4 columns are in red zone. Hundreds, 1,000, 10,000 and 100,000 columns are in dreaded zone. Okay, we identified 4 columns of dreaded zone and 2 of safe zone. Let's continue with the millions place here, which we know it is surplus, but let's continue. In leftmost millions column is surplus column. 9 minus 3 is surplus, and it's to the left of the dreaded zone, so this would be a payoff column. Now we have identified all the columns for the type. Let's start subtraction now. In the payoff column, we say 1 less than before to our own team player, 9 minus 1, minus 3 for the competing player's position. So 8 minus 3 is 5. So in leftmost position, answer digit is 5. We have gotten 1 digit of the answer. Let's continue further for the other digits of the answer. In the dreaded zone, which is 4 digits, 0, 9, 4, 8 in second row and 0, 9, 2, 5 in the first row. In dreaded zone, apply all from 9 and last from 10, 2, 0, 9, 4, 8, which are the these digits in the second row, which are the challenging team. So, and all from 9 and last from 10 of 0, 9, 4, 8 is 9, 0, 5, 2, which all from 9. 0 from 9 is a 9, 9 from 9 is a 0, 4 from 9 is a 5, and last digit 8. 8 from 10 is a 2. So in these 4 digits here, we got it 9052. Okay, what do we do now? Add 9052 we just obtained to the 4 digits in the first row in same positions here, corresponding 4 digits here. We're going to add 9052 plus 0925. We'll do left to right. There are going to be no carries, they're guaranteed here. 9 plus 0 is 9. 0 plus 9 is a 9. 5 plus 2 is a 7 here. Another 5 plus 2, 7. So last 4 digits of the answer are 9977. Let's continue. Okay, now let's say in the safe zone, it's 88 minus 41. It's a safe, subtract straightforward. You can do 1 digit at a time or you can do both. 8 minus 4 is 4 in a tens place. 8 minus 1 is 7 in units place. So 47 is the answer in last 2 digits positions. Continue. So answer is so far 5997747, and we have computed answer for every digit's position in subtraction. So let's summarize this thing. So for the given problem, 9092 minus 588, which is that one, minus 3094841, which that one is 5997747, which is that. Okay. Example problems here. Try these. 329493 minus 242098. 413869 minus 343972. 851236 465261. All these problems are 6-digit problems, and if you're uncomfortable with 6 digits, would rather do 5 digits, just drop off a column on the right, okay, and then some more. References. This is the main reference Vedic Math Teacher's Manual, and this is the one we used in our teacher training. Vedic Math for Schools by James de Glover has subtractions. Vedic Math for All Ages by Vanna Singhal also has subtractions.